orange one be. And we down there.
There's 2 minutes on left, so we'll do that.
Craigie, pull your.
Crazy. See, that's what we should have did.
Got that right.
We should have brought that in. Oh, help us.
Do we have to put hairs on or?
You don't have to.
I do it so I can
I'm
hear.
just doing it so I can remind him to
Okay.
turn this on.
I wear them so I can hear how loud your voice is.
Oh, okay.
And adjust.
Because if I had them on, I'd be talking loud because I can't
Well,
hear
you're
anybody.
anywhere. Everybody's.
I can't hear anybody.
You can't
You
hear
might have to
me.
crank the volume down anyway.
He wasn't sure if he was doing
So now we gotta look for another one. You know, so
Yellow
excited
stuff.
about that.
I
I know, yeah.
The black one.
Well, guess what?
I did all
I
that.
got a black spool and a yellow spool.
Guess what I did
Wasn't
find?
sure which
I
car
just
you
found another bullet car.
That's what he told me.
It's a two square tube. The gallon is fine.
No, the black car.
This is not
It's like
on.
an all black.
Use it
I know it ain't
in-
on, but
Yes, this is on.
because he had the black with it. He ain't showing me live.
The camera's on.
The big silver block.
No, they changed the wheels because
It's showing me live now.
that's how you could tell between him and Walter. One had silver wheels, one had gold wheels. Well, Walter said the dad had the good car.
Then they
So
swapped them.
They
They
swapped
had
them, and then
His wife said,
Walter's,
"I told you."
yeah,
And
Walter's
he
wife
did
went,
anything, yep.
yeah, got mad, and he said,
The black car one's behind
I'm
the wall.
in the good car.
Hmm?
What?
Oh, that's the yellow. I mean, 20, this one.
All right, 33 seconds. And he wasn't sure which one he was doing.
Is there enough, is there enough chassis orders now? I think I counted, there's 24 chassis now.
What?
24 different chassis.
Well, I have one.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about racing right now.
Oh.
Like
Oh, really?
Savage, Sniper,
Oh.
AK, TNT, Domination.
I'll tell you, Mom.
Mom, I'm on there. I don't see anything. And welcome everybody to the On Track with Mike show. I'm your host, Mike Kershner here, getting everything adjusted. We got a packed house tonight. I don't know how we're all going to talk, but we're going to stay here for 3 or 4 hours if we got to. So, let me get some thank yous out of the way, and then we'll get right to business because we got a lot to talk about. As always, there's 3 ways to watch and or listen. The On Track with Mike Facebook page, live video, the radio station WRGG 93.7 FM, or you can go to wrgg.org and hit the listen live button, and that takes you directly to On the Air. As always, we want to thank Todd Ward of TA Ward Construction. He doing a lot of, we actually put some pictures on the Facebook page the other week of him, a deck that he did that really looks nice. And he got 40 years of experience, local veteran, fully insured, does a lot of work for the speedways and the racers. For all your home improvement needs, call Todd at 717-331-4974. Let's see here. I'm going to turn some hot mics on here, but I'm not going to introduce the guys yet. I'm just going to keep them over there being quiet. Well, they ain't being quiet. They're talking, but we did get a update on Stuart Friesen. He had successful multi-hour surgery last night. Addressed both his pelvis and compound leg fracture. They said the surgery went very well. After the surgery, he got some great rest overnight. Scheduled to meet with a physical therapist soon. And they want to thank everybody at New York Hospital for all their efforts and everybody that's been giving him comforting messages. I did see where Watkins Glen, they're going to have Christopher Bell in his truck, and then the rest of the year, Caden Honeycutt's going to be the driver for him. Also, we got, we do have Craig Kline in the studio. You know, everybody knows that. I'm sure that he was signing autographs on the way in. That's why he got here late, probably. But we want to say thoughts and prayers to him and Alan and everybody at ANC and the friends and family of Greg Moser. He was a long-time employee. He was a really nice guy. Every time he went in there to see Alan or Craig, he was, if you could get him away from his work, he was had some really good conversations. So thoughts and prayers to them. Hate to see someone leave the earth this early. He was fairly young. I'm considering young anymore. Craig, when you start getting old, 64 is young, ain't it?
64 is real young. If he just had a birthday, I think on June 24th.
Yeah, so we're sorry to hear about that. It's Old Home Week in Greencastle. They got events going on from the 2nd to the 9th. So there's stuff going on tonight. I believe there's going to be, I don't want to talk and not have facts, but I think there's going to be a music group down here in the square tonight, maybe.
Any food?
I know car show.
Oh, there's
tomorrow.
a lot of food.
A lot of food, a lot of national. I think
Stop down there then.
I think they're having free food tonight. I think it's
I
supposed to be a
rode
national
through
night out.
last night.
We heard there were snacks here tonight, but
Dinner tonight.
Yeah, Nathan Jr. was here. He was here at like 2:00 in the afternoon. So he heard there was food here.
No, I rode through last night. There was a bunch of them. They had the square almost shut down.
But let me give everybody a thorough introduction here. I know we joke and everything, but on the end here we have Nathan Jr. I call him Nathan Jr. Some people call him Little Nathan. Whatever he wants to be called, is just ask him and he'll tell you. But he's the I call Doug Watson the stat man, but he's the stat man on Nathan Durboraw, because I mean we've had him on the show. I think last year for when you did the Durboraw. What was it?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah. Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah. Because last year was.
That's right.
Durboraw
That's
McBee.
right. I'm sorry. That's what I was talking about. Durboraw McBee. Was that 2 years ago?
No, that was last.
year.
But
Yeah.
one.
I don't know.
2 years.
We were here 2 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, he has all kinds of information and stats on Nathan's career, and it's pretty awesome the memory he has. And we have Christopher Gatrell. I've known both them guys for a long time. Heck, known little Nathan since he was. I remember we used to jump across the couch and.
Jimmy Superfly snuck up.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Out on that one.
He did. he was a rough little booger too, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
If you come in that house, you better be careful because he was coming out of nowhere.
Come off that countertop, landed on his dad, knocked the wind out of him. He jumped right up like he was ready to kick his butt.
Yeah, you're right.
it was.
I won't forget that.
He remembered it was
heard
Jimmy
that.
too. But thanks, Christopher, for being there. I like to call him Chris, but he,
It doesn't matter.
I don't
People
like.
call me everything.
I don't like Michael. I like Mike. So we got Craig Kline. We don't have to give him no introduction.
No
Everybody knows
introduction
Craig
needed,
Kline.
right?
He's loved by all, sought after by many. So and Craig's got a lot of knowledge also with being with Nathan and going racing with him and that kind of stuff.
Florida '94.
Yeah. It always
My favorite.
Best time ever.
it always goes back to that one, don't it?
Yes.
Yeah, every time.
Sure, that was just a crazy week.
10 days.
Where you got
Yeah.
that nickname, but I don't remember you said it
Yeah,
on
we
the radio,
can't say
but,
that
you
on
know.
the radio. I think everybody knows that story.
Yeah, they do.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I knew that was going to come up as soon as we said about it. That's not why I brought you here, Craig. I just want you to know I had good intentions.
All right.
I had good intentions. And then we have Rich Hottle on the end. Rich has done a lot with the throwback cars and redoing some cars and stuff.
Great job, actually.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Magnificent.
How many cars you have, Rich?
I have just the late model that we do for Nathan's race, and then my son runs a 4-cylinder Delmarva Charger on the shore.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Have you done many race cars or just the Nathan one?
Just Nathan.
Okay. I know you do a lot for the sport. You donate a lot. You purchase a lot of the memorabilia and stuff for the clubs and stuff. So everybody appreciates that. That keeps everything moving. And we know you're a big contributor to the circle track, dirt track family here. So we want appreciate that. And appreciate you driving so far. He gets the award for the long tow award.
Yeah.
I was going to ride around the block about 85 times to see if I could make a longer trip here, but no, we appreciate Rich. When I contacted him, I said, you don't have to come here. I just want to get some information, the car you redid and some of the things, your raffle off. And he's like, man, if you want me there, I'll be there. And I'm just like, I hate to ask anybody to drive that far, but Rich, I appreciate it. I mean, he offered with no. I didn't have to offer him $5, and he said he'd come.
$5.
$5.
Offer me $1.
We know where you rate.
Right.
Yeah, Craig didn't get offered anything. We got anything, Sterling?
I had to give Mike 5 to get on.
Yeah. I told little Nathan, I said, you need to stop at Sheets and bring me a drink if you want to be on here. He said he was the best looking, so we put him on the end next to the camera. Because that's.
I wanted away from
But as everybody knows, we have the August the 9th here coming up Saturday. 7 p.m. They're having the Nathan Durboraw Tribute Race once again. Glad to see that keep going because everybody knows there's a lot of tribute races have went to the wayside because of finances and help, and just it's hard to get. Sometimes it's actually hard to get racers to show up just because of the expense and everything that's contributing to guys, traveling hours to race at a track, plus weather. There's a lot of things that we all know what went through with the Saggy race with Allen with that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, super late models, 4,100 to win, 410 to start. It says plus 6,641 in additional payouts. And I know Chris has 3. I did print them off for you. I didn't know you was going to have them, but he has 3 sheets here of awards and sponsors that's going to be given out. And plus the Pure Stocks is going to be on hand, and also the East Coast Legends. And anybody's been following the Legend Series, they're bringing about 40 cars a race. Wow. So, yeah, they've been, I mean, it's amazing the car counts they get. So, but yeah, that's happening this weekend. And as always, we try to bring the Durboraw family in here to discuss what's going on at the race. We're going to discuss that, and then we're going to get into, hopefully, the whole rest of the show. We will get into stories, Nathan Durboraw stories, things that he said and done that sticks in our minds of meeting him. I know I have 1 or 2 that I talk about on the show from time to time. But anyway, who wants to go first? Chris, you want to go first with what's?
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
you want to go to the race?
You ask Craig permission if you can talk.
No,
You go.
Craig can do it. That's up to him. You want to do it?
No,
Y'all better be on your best behavior because I know your mother's watching.
Yes, she is watching.
Oh, no.
Because she
Hey,
asked me,
Chris.
where's it at? What's going on? You guys are starting late, so
She told me she was watching for little Nathan. That's what.
that's what she.
I'm
that's
joking.
what she said.
I'm joking.
That's what
I'm
she said.
joking.
She was tickled when I told her who all was going to be here because I wasn't going to make it. She was like,
No,
"Great."
we wasn't. I mean, Chris, don't feel. I'm glad you're here.
Oh no.
But
Yeah.
we was going to try to fill in the gaps for you to,
Oh, yeah.
to get this thing promoted
No,
the best
no,
way
I'm
we
glad.
could.
And who did they call?
Who'd you call?
The Gap feller.
He
No,
told.
he knew the right ones to call.
Right.
You know. 'Cause
I made one phone call, and I asked the person that Christopher didn't think he was going to make it, and I said, "Who is, in your opinion, besides Nathan Jr., because he was in my back pocket? I knew I had him with the stat man. I said, who can I get that we can have some great Nathan stories?" And the first word come out of her mouth was Craig Kline. So,
I mean, you drive his tribute car.
Right.
Look at
yeah.
Parked beside him every week at Winchester growing up. Every weekend.
I was going to put that picture on there of the first time the number 8
Was
on,
it
on,
like-
on,
Yeah,
on,
that
the,
ended
fir- the
upside
first
down.
race of it on its
Yeah.
roof. I was going to do that,
You
but
shoulda.
no, I didn't want to. And then I had that one in the pink pimp suit. And I
That was
decided,
good.
and you know what? Usually I do that. Like if Craig was coming on the show to talk his racing career, I would have did that.
Well, you know I got no shame.
I know you got no shame,
And
and I know,
At all.
and I know the Durboraw family's good people.
Yep.
But kind of like since we was promoting this race for Nathan, I kind of didn't want to go into
I got
the.
a couple pictures there
the-
in the car, so that tickled me.
Yeah, I kind of didn't want to go with the funny stuff, even though I knew nobody would be offended. I just kind of, Anyway, Chris, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I cut you
Oh,
off.
no, that's good. Hey, I do want to say thanks, Mike, for bringing us on the show, and thanks for all these guys being here. Rich driving so far. His father's here with him. Big supporter for him. It is 4,100 to win. It's guaranteed $500 for lap 41 for the lap leader. There's an additional $3,141 in lap money. We have the fastest lap for $241, sponsored by Turkey House Customs Auto Recreations, which is Rich Hottle. We thank you for that. Heat winners get $100 each, sponsored by ANC Engines. Thanks to Craig and Alan for that. Heats are actually this year going to play second place, $50 each, sponsored by D&D Auto Recycling. Dash winner, $500, sponsored by Reliable Towing. Dash second through six, $100 each, sponsored by Browning Fabrication and Polishing House of Shine.
If you're needing wheels done, they do a great
Yes.
job.
Amazing job.
Very good.
Yeah, really
Reasonable
good.
price too.
Yeah.
And hard charger this year right now is at $650. It's sponsored by Kim and Robert Summers and Kershner Water Pump Service. State Farm agent Amanda Kaplan. Hard Lux at $100, sponsored by State Farm agent Amanda Kaplan. Drivers that finish 15th, 20th, and 24th will also get an extra $100 each. The highest two finishing Rocket Chassis cars will get $250 each, sponsored by Rocket Chassis. This year we're doing got a Citizen watch from Reed's Jewelers, sponsored again. The sponsors for that is Reed's Jewelers and the manager Michelle Unger. And the trophies are sponsored by Tim Fraker Signs, Antietam Brewery, and wife Christina Durboraw. Rich Hottle and his family will also have the replica car of the Nathan's 67 Staley's Auto Parts car. And thanks to him and thanks to G2 Designs, Matt Gladden for helping do the decals, and Fraker for helping redesign it. And also there should be, hopefully, another replica car that's going to race. And the guy talked about doing a black 27 Mount Airy car. So that should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I don't know why my one sheet didn't print off that a lot of that stuff, but just to name a few things, they got some die-cast cars was donated. They got a 124 Staley 67 car, the Bland 41 car, the 24 car, the white 1MD car, a 132nd Bland 41 car, and a 164th Nathan Durboraw 24 car. And then Rich Hottle has donated a roof, doors, quarter panels, and hood by him and his company, Turkey House Customs Auto Restorations. 67 driver door with driver signature from this year's was a Saggy race, wasn't it?
No, this race.
No, this
Oh,
Saturday's
last
race.
year.
No, this Saturday.
Oh, they're gonna have everybody sign it
Yeah,
before.
they're
Have all the drivers sign it.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking like somebody went through the pits, but you're gonna do roof and driver from this year's Lucas Oil race. That's what I was thinking
Yes.
of. I knew I read something about a prior race.
Yes, Rich went through the pits. You want to talk about his thing?
Yeah, when we went to the Lucas Oil, I took a roof up that had all the drivers on it. I think there's 26 or 27. The only one that would not sign it was Ricky Thornton Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disappointing. I can't believe that.
Yep.
Why? Did he give you a reason why?
He said he was tied up that he didn't have time to sign it. I was like, no worries.
Because like things I've seen on
Of him, of all people.
things I've seen on social media was like totally opposite
Yeah,
from him.
well,
But we're not going to hold that against him.
nope.
Sometimes, you know,
You catch him at a bad spot.
sometimes you do hit somebody at a bad spot, and they're thinking about their livelihood, and they're thinking about paying their bills, and you know, getting everything prepared for that particular evening. But we appreciate Rich doing that. That's going to be amazing. Who can have? I mean, think about it. You walk in your man cave or your garage, and you have a roof up there with all the Lucas Oil signatures on it. Where are you going to get one? You ain't gonna. Also, don't want to forget about this man, the Jeff Lindsay drawings. A couple of the ones for the Saggy race, I told somebody I lied to him, Craig. I don't think they believed me. I told him I drew it with a crayon on a bumpy road.
Right.
I told Jeff Lindsay I can't draw a stick figure. I don't know how he does that, but they got the 67 Staley's car, the 24 cars of Nathan and Denny Bonebrake, the 67 White Staley's car, We'll also be doing a 50-50. And part of the 50-50 will be donated to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which is a very, very good cause if you follow that.
And that's where all the raffle
Organization.
proceeds go to.
I'm trying to see here. Anything I missed?
I don't know if you want to go over during the night. You want to go over the sponsors, other sponsors.
Is that-
for the
is
night?
that
You
that
got
one?
down- Yep. You don't have to do it right now if you want to do it sometime.
Just a few of the sponsors. I mean, you can do it if you want
No,
to.
you're good.
He wants me to talk. I'm trying to get you to
Your
talk.
show.
Mike's got a face
I'm
for radio.
Yeah,
I do.
He does.
I do.
Yeah.
They said, man, it's pretty bad. This guy's too ugly for radio, and he can't talk and put a sentence together either. So
Phil Beer said, I knew I felt a change in Greencastle. The legend Craig Kline is amongst us.
Thank you, Teal.
I'm telling you, everybody loves Craig.
Bressler says Santa will put him on a naughty list.
Oh, great. I worked hard to get on the good list.
I was asking him who he was.
on the good list.
I thought I was.
Your wife says that wasn't true.
Right.
Some of the lap sponsors, just to give everyone an idea of people that take the time to support races like this. Memory of Mickey Schaefer, Sick Mick 1MD, loving husband, dad, and Poppy. The 2T Cowley racing team, and also the 2T Trayton Lee racing team. Jenny Buckler, R&R Auto Body and Paint Specialist, Dave Hessong and Lane Hessong, Spikers Appliance and Security, Craig Kline, State Farm Agent Amanda Kaplan, Terry Flaherty, in memory of Bubbles Curtis Myers, Osborne Funeral Home, Team 41, D&D Auto Recycling. I'm going to screw this up, and I apologize. Great-granddaughter Alea. Okay, I knew I was going to screw it up. Antietam Brewery, Benny's Pub, Gabrielle, Desiree, and Ian. BJ's Custom Creations, Bone Break Alignment and Tire, Candy and Matthew Settle. We love you, Mickey Schaefer, gone but not forgotten. And also they wrote down here, thank you to our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. So that's the lap sponsors for most of the laps. And there's, like he said, there's awards and stuff for fast time. There's a dash award, I think. Is there a dash award?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's going. I know that I seen today. There's a lot of people excited that the supers are going to be back at Hagerstown. Everybody loves when the super late models come to Hagerstown Speedway. But you said a watch, going to do a watch
We're
again.
gonna do a watch.
I mean, that was
watch.
a big deal. That I thought before, because
Nathan had, was it 8?
yeah, it had to be 8.
Did they do all 8? They
Yeah.
had 7.
Had, I don't think he had a watch. He had 6 rings and a necklace.
Oh, they did rings.
Yeah. And I think
Instead
the
of
last
the
year
watches.
he got a necklace because he was sick of the rings.
Yeah.
Because he used to have the Bulliva watches.
That's right.
You got so many things.
I'd have walked in the racetrack with one on each finger.
Yeah. Yeah, the man.
The one from
Yeah.
Winchester, he gets a fat Mike.
Is that
Carolyn,
it?
Yeah. The
Carolyn-
91.
Carolyn Kuntz says Nathan was always nice to kids that loved talking to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you all have any questions with the race, feel free to put them on there. We will answer any questions. But I think we're going to take
Can I
most.
throw one more in there?
Okay.
Could you tell what other doors you just told me you sponsored?
I have a Wesley Bone Break door and a Kyle Hardy's Super door that we'll have up there for the chance off.
Yes, there's a lot of raffle stuff going to be up there.
20 things?
A chance for you to get something for your man cave or your garage or whatever. And some of this stuff's hard to get a hold of. I mean, it's hard to get body panels. I mean, there's a lot of sponsors that wait for people to take them off their car, and they give them to the sponsors to put in their shops and stuff. So it's hard sometimes to get body panels. But
Brian Jones says, hi, everyone.
Hey, Brian.
Great.
Hey, Brian.
Well, who wants to start? I want to get into some good Nathan Durboraw stories. I probably remember back. I'll just start out by saying this. I remember him that for some reason, my first memories of Nathan was when he always showed up at Winchester. Because I guess I was at Winchester a lot, and when he showed up at Winchester, it was like, just hand him the check. You know what I mean? He would always just, even on nights where he was running third most of the race, like, you're like, well, you ain't going to do it. I mean, not that we was betting against him, but like you say, oh, you ain't going to win tonight. Next thing you know,
Quickly learned to never bet against him.
he just like, you know, like he was saving his stuff and he just knew when it was time to go. And I remember that. And then this is non-racing. And my wife also remembers it, which is funny. I don't, because she lived in town, but I lived close to you guys. I remember his Royal Knight El Camino. I don't know why I remember that car all the time, but that's just, for some reason, that's...
How could you
He
forget?
had headers on it.
Is that why?
If he get behind the wheel sometimes,
He said when he-
spin tires on that thing.
He said when he bought it, he was working for Mount Airy, and he cut the exhaust off and put open headers. And by the time he got up here from Mount Airy, his sneakers was sticking to the floorboard because it was so hot.
I don't know. I guess because...
Melted the carpet.
I guess because you know, you're a little kid and you see something with some stripes and decals on it, and it kind of, you think of it like a race car or whatever. But like whenever you seen that, you knew it was Nathan. Like if he was driving a regular pickup truck or something, you really wouldn't even. But I just remember that.
There's one of them cars sitting in Winchester, and every time I drive by it, I think about Nathan.
Really.
Yep, guy sitting in his driveway.
And then I got married, like years later, somehow we got talking about Nathan, and my wife's like, I remember he had that Royal Knight El Camino. I'm like, what? How did you know that? Like, you lived in town in the West End. And then she brought up, I'm like, I remember that too. But that's just, like I say, that's just like something of seeing him going up down the road. And then one that Junior will probably remember a lot too is, for some reason, I remember when he got that single axle blue dump truck. That was like his pride and joy, man. And I mean, he'd see him going up down the road in that thing, and it didn't have a speck of dirt on it. And like, he was the only one that drove it, or that's all you seen driving it.
He had it in the garage for like a week. When he first got it, my Uncle Rick came up. He said, "You like your Corvette? Come in and see mine." Walked in. There was the dump truck. It wasn't no Corvette. It was his Corvette.
That's a good looking truck, though.
Oh yeah.
And
It's still around.
And you could tell that he had pride in that.
It's blue still light blue, and then dark blue where Jim Dandy messed up.
Got a comment on here from Hagerstown Speedway. It says, "Hey guys, Buddy Long here. Enjoying
Hey,
the
buddy.
show. Can't wait for Saturday and honoring a true legend."
And he did,
Buddy.
and not to
We're not talking about you.
not to
Greg.
brag Buddy up, but he said, and hopefully Craig Kline don't come. No, he didn't say that. No,
Dad
Buddy,
liked him as an announcer.
Yes.
you know, it's amazing to listen to him. And I'm not trying to put down any other announcer, but like when I don't know if he said something about cutting back or something like a year ago, where I was like, please don't leave Hagerstown. Because I mean, it's awesome to see an announcer that knows the cars and knows the drivers. And I love it whenever they say, this guy won 3 weeks ago, or this guy did this, because you all been in racing long as I have, almost, and the drivers don't get much recognition, really, unless you're winning every week. And I mean, Buddy would mention it, some guy had one win last year, you know, and I just think it's awesome that he goes to all the trouble to...
He even announces guys that win at other tracks too.
Yeah,
This guy
he did
had a
that,
good night
yeah.
mo- yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty awesome,
Yeah.
too, you know. Like, this guy had a great weekend. He won both Friday and Saturday. So kudos to him. Awesome to have him there. I hope he finds Hagerstown Speedway a home for a long time, because we really need that in the area.
Kim Price, Haycourt.
Haycourt,
Who said that?
Kim Andrews Price.
Oh, her daughter's Courtney.
Oh, Courtney's on yeah.
That's Nathan's granddaughter.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's Bubbles'.
And,
I'll start off with a story then. So anybody that knew Nathan knew how much he loved bingo. So we used to go to he'd call, "Clyde, we're going to bingo tonight." So I'd go there and I'd have like 4 or 6 cards, and Nathan would have like 27 cards, and he'd be there daubing stuff, and he would be hitting mine upside down. the things were on the other side, and he'd be there daubing all his and go, "You missed one, Kline."
How did he do
I have
that?
no idea. And sometimes, swear, would he sit there and wouldn't even daub the cards?
Yeah.
And he'd memorize the cards, and he'd sit there and watch them.
Playing 10 cards.
Playing 10 cards and
Because
memorize them.
anybody that now, unless you're a professional bingo player,
like Nathan.
I went and played bingo with Shirley once or twice, and them old women
I'm searching.
they wanted to kick me out. I was mixing the
Oh, yeah.
markers up, making weird colors. But it's hard to do like 3 cards,
But, oh, yeah.
let alone
I
have a whole
guarantee Nathan
10.
had 20 of them, and he was daubing mine upside down.
Oh, yeah.
I got a story about that. I guess I'm allowed to tell. Yeah, his wife told me, so I guess it'd be okay. I mean, she told me, everybody knows.
Yeah.
But she said it was a funny story, and I hope I get it right, Christine, if you're listening. I hope I'm not going to embarrass the story. But she said something about Nathan said that he was. Do you remember, Shirley? She told you too. Nathan said he had to go somewhere, remember?
Yeah, I think so.
He had to go somewhere,
He showed up at
and
the slot machine.
she
Yeah.
rode by or
On
something,
Dougie's.
and it was
Yeah,
It was at Sandstone.
Yep.
He said he was
Yeah,
going to Dougie's,
yeah,
but he was
yeah.
actually at Sandstone gambling.
And she said that he come home and was like, "Well, how was your evening?" And he said, "Oh, it was good, But she goes, "Well, just to let you know, I'm going somewhere tomorrow night or something like." And it was something to kind of give him a little code of, I know where you was, and I know what you was doing. But I thought that was hilarious.
I think she told me a story. He was at Sandstone one night, run out of money or something, and called her to bring him some more money down.
The funniest part is when they were out playing slots, and he found her. He was out of money. Mom said he come up and says, "Where's that card at?" Mom goes, "What card?" "The bank card." "Where's that card at?" She goes, "Oh, well, here it is. Take the card." He took the card, went running,
And
couldn't
she-
get money because she didn't get the PIN number. He come back and goes, "I need some kind of number," won't give them to me. She goes, "I told you have the card, but you're not getting the PIN number."
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
I remember too back in the day when it wasn't when it first started, but when they were televising races, and we'd meet up at the garage every once in a while. It's like, "Hey, I heard Nathan's got the race on up at the garage," and we'd go up there and meet and eat. What did he used to have up there? Hot sausages, or what was them things he had in that jar?
Yeah, he had sausages and pickles.
Yeah. We'd go up there and sit in the race car garage. And,
No,
well, that wasn't a race car. Was it?
no Mountain Dew, right?
Well, there was Mountain Dew there. Yeah.
We know that too, Shirley, don't we? We used to get on the sheets and hang out on like Friday and Saturday nights. There's a group of guys that hang out down there, and we get down and hang out, and just talk and stuff like that. And every once in a while, Nathan would roll in, and I'd have my phone up with one of the streaming services, and watching the race. And Nathan would just flop down beside me. And next thing you know, he'd start pointing to guys and telling me stories. "I remember when this guy did this in 1985, and this guy did this, and he ran a bullet car, and it was just amazing. Like, I didn't even want to watch the flow thing. I wanted
Listen to him,
I
yeah.
wanted to just like who's coming on the screen next.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so awesome that he sit down beside me. And like you guys had more of like a close friendship with Nathan. Not that I didn't. I mean, I said hi to him when I seen him, but for him
Still
to
the all factor of
for him to sit down
Yeah.
next to me, I was like, I'm
Hey.
not turning this phone off for nothing. Surely we need to get a bigger phone.
Yeah.
I need a bigger phone.
I need an
Can you
iPad.
I'm taking a TV to Sheets next week.
That's what we did whenever we got laid off or had a rain day and didn't work. He'd put on racing tapes, and whoever came on, he'd just start telling stories. That's how I got a lot of my info. It was all stories.
Yeah, and I mean, it's cool because you don't know that kind of stuff. You don't know the inside,
Yeah.
Another good Nathan story had nothing to do with racing at all. Even back whenever, what's 2000? I guess it was 2019. I finally ended up getting COVID, so I was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days in quarantine for a week and a half. And every day I'd get a text from his mother. She'd message me on Facebook. "How you feeling? How you feeling?" I was like, "Hey, I'm doing better. I'm doing better." She's all right. Every day she checked in on me. So one day I get this message: "Nathan wants you to call him." What does he want? So I called him. He said, "What are you doing, Kline?" And I said, "I'm just laying in bed doing nothing." And he's like, so when I found out I had COVID, I found out I was pre-diabetic or had diabetes, whatever it is, the lowest one. So somehow, I guess I told Chris, and he found out, and he's like, I heard you got diabetes. He said, well, let me tell you. And then went to a 45-minute rant on diabetes. He said, I got it too. He said, but I'm going to tell you right now. He goes, you can have one Snickers and one Mountain Dew a day. He goes, it ain't going to hurt you.
He did the same thing to you, Shirley. Didn't he?
But I'm there. I mean, if I could have that 45-minute back again.
Yep.
I wasn't him.
Up at your country store, wasn't it? I thought for sure he was.
Raiding all the ice cream. Yeah, he did
I
that.
thought that he found out my dad's heart troubles and stuff. And I swear he heard me saying something, and Shirley's more medically into my dad's business than I was, and I thought for sure he sit there and was telling her all kinds
That's
of.
what he told me. One Snickers and one Mountain Dew a day is not going to hurt you.
And that Mountain Dew is because of Ernie Davis.
Right. They used to have that cooler over there with
Yep.
them all in there.
I used to work over there, and Ernie says, what are you buying soda machine for? And I said, because I'm thirsty. He goes, anything in that cooler you can have, just don't waste it. And it was Pepsi, Mountain Dew, root beer. But that's where the Mountain Dew started. Over
Yeah.
Ernie's.
My son got me into that. I got away from it.
I'm still
But it
in
got-
Do you remember when Nathan Gut was on the stacker kick? Remember those Stacker 2 pills that helped you lose weight and not eat and all? Well, he decided, Kline, you try one of these. So we were all on Stackers, and like my wife was mad because I'd come home every night not hungry. I mean, them things took your appetite.
Really?
You'd lose weight, but I mean, you was not hungry. But they kept you up all. I mean, you couldn't go to sleep.
He had to stop because his attitude.
Oh, he
went
got
from
mean
0
and
to
mad.
mad and like that.
Yeah.
Really?
But we'd be up at the track one night, like 11
It's probably
o'clock.
like caffeine pills or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, they were.
They were, yeah.
The ephedra, they outlawed them. Then
Yeah.
they came out with the Stacker 3s or whatever. A guy, when he was on them Stackers, you know why he got on the Stackers?
Because of sponsorship.
No. Because they was playing cards at the house, and him and Lanny got on the scales, and he weighed the same as Lanny, 320. So
I got to lose some weight.
yeah, he had to lose some weight.
But we'd be up at the track. I'll never forget. I was up there when it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, I think I'm going to take one of them pills. He said, no, you're not. He said, it's too late to take one.
But when he was on them, he was coming down Route 11. Some guy passed him and gave him the finger. When they got to the red light at Pennsylvania Avenue and Morgan's Avenue, he got out of the dump truck, went over, and broke the guy's finger, and then got back in the dump truck and pulled off. Yeah.
But he got a mean streak in him.
Oh, yeah.
Where that caffeine does that.
I guess, yeah.
Sometimes you drink like a lot of sweet tea or a lot of caffeine, and you'll sit there and you feel like you just want to bite a nail into, and there's nothing going on. You're just What's he got? Tea?
I got to drink zero sugar.
Because of diabetes.
It is, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Rich, we don't want to leave you hanging, buddy. You drove 2.5 hours. We want to give you the floor.
Tell him the story about the car. That's the best.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's the best.
All right, my buddy Matt that did our lettering and all, he messaged me one day and told me this car was for sale. It'd be good for a vintage car for a Southern Delaware Vintage Club. He said, we'll get it. I'll run it a little bit. Let your son Tyler get used to it and drive it. So he sent me all the information, and I got a hold of the guy that owned it, and he was giving me information about it. It was setting for, I think he said 11 years. It had about 4 foot of weeds on it.
Wow.
And I was like, well, what do you ask for? He told me. I said, well, can I get some information off of it? He said, what do you need? I said, well, I need the year of the car and the serial number if you can get it. Well, where would the serial number be? I said, it's underneath the driver's feet on the roll bar. I said, do you even know where? He said, yeah, it's a Rocket. I was like, okay. He said, I'll get it for you. So I didn't hear nothing from him for like 2 or 3 days. So I messaged him back. He sent me the information, took pictures of it. So I did a lot of research, calling here, calling there. I finally got a hold of a guy in Delaware that had a speed shop back in the day, like Raj Performance type deals, sold race cars. And he located it, that it was a Valentine car. He said, I don't know whether Nathan drove it or Valentine drove it, but Nathan drove both of them. I was like, okay. He said, where's it at? And I said, well, I'm not telling you that. I said, he said, it's worth some decent money. You can still get parts for it. So I messaged the boy back. And I said, well, I'm going to come up and look at it. So instead of making 2 trips, we just hooked up the trailer to the truck. Me and Pops went up the road. We found it was in Knoxville, Maryland. Well, he already pulled it out of the weeds and everything, and I looked at it, made him an offer on it. He said, all right, we'll take it. So he helped me get it loaded, and then he said, well, hold up, whoa. He said, I got more stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, here's the seat that was in it, and it's a big seat.
Really?
Oh, it's probably about that wide. It's a big aluminum seat, Butler built seat. It's hanging in the shop.
Really? Wow.
So it came. Well, I had a cockpit full of parts and a pickup truck bed full of parts clear to the roof. They came with the car. Control arm, springs, shocks.
Wow.
You name it. So we brought it home and I stripped it, sandblasted it, and then Matt has latemodelparts.com. He does a lot of selling parts and stuff. And he come over and we made a list and we started from scratch.
Was there anything left from the Valentine body, or was there anything that you could look at and say, hey, there's
well, when
this
I sanded the roof, well, I peeled his number. There was a number that was halfway off, 38 or something on the corner of the roof and the name. But when I started stripping the roof, it all came through. 24 on the roof.
Really?
And Nathan's signature come on the roof.
Now, when you was looking for this car, was you looking for a Nathan car, or was you just
I was looking
for a car to
vintage
restore?
Car to run in the Delaware,
What's the
Southern
chances
Delaware
of
vintage
that?
cars. And then when it come all like this, I was like, Dad said, what are you going to do now? He says, you can't race it. I was like, well, we can.
Craig
but,
can.
But I said, we're going to go through it. So we went through it. And
For anybody that has never seen that, it looks like a brand new car. I mean, they just did a phenomenal. It looks like a brand new race car.
Well, I mean, anybody get on Turkey House Customs Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
I get on there and look at the old trucks and stuff, and I mean, it's beautiful work, Rich. I mean, it's
it is.
You do amazing work.
It is a beautiful.
It takes a lot of patience to do stuff like that, and I have it in my head, but I don't have the patience to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I got my head like what I want, but I don't have the patience or the talent to do it.
it takes time and patience.
It does, because you can't rush stuff
Some
like
money.
that.
Some money.
Some money.
You
Lots
got,
of
you got
money.
enough money.
I do. Yeah.
You do one.
Now you buy a lot of stuff, memorabilia too. I see your name a lot on
I
Facebook.
buy a lot of die cast, sheet metal, just odds and ends.
Any particular driver, or just all of them?
All of them.
How many cars you got?
What, die cast?
The 124s.
About 700 and something.
What?
I think he's got every one they ever made.
And I don't just buy the 124. I buy the 164 also that goes with the car.
Holy cow!
I got some.
Where do you store 700 cars at?
Well, I have a spare room, and it's an extra room in the house where my grandson's toys and all are, and it's curio cabinets down the wall and down the other wall.
All I can think about was you said your grandson. I think about walking in there and him going, you know what I'm doing with these cars?
He wants to see them, and I'll take one or two of them out, and
That's amazing.
he'll look and he'll put
700
them back.
or something.
One of the biggest die-cast collections I've ever seen, and I was amazed when I seen it because I didn't really think this person was even in die-cast stuff. That was Dave Wilt.
Oh, really?
He's got a trophy room, and he's got rows of Downhart
No kidding.
cars and Davy Allison and the rigs, the number 3 rigs and all. And I was a senior fan, so I walked in there. I was like, where did you get all this stuff? And he's got like these little rows you go back with these shelves leaning, and they all got all the cars lined up. And then when you walk out of them shelves, the rest of the room has, like when he won I think it was the Tony Armour Memorial and all the big trophies that they give. He has them sitting there and all. And I was in there just like
And all.
like I didn't think you even liked die-cast cars. But yeah, and I was like, your wife comes in here and dusts all this?
Oh, my wife don't do that.
That's yours. You do it.
Yeah, that's all me.
And on the ends of the shelves, like where you're getting ready to go over to the other side, he has like these like Lexan sheets of Lexan, and he has all kinds of stuff behind them, you know, keeping it pristine. But yeah,
But I got a lot of the rare ones. Like Hobson used to be a part of Rodney Combs' team. He went on his own, and his die-casts are low production. He does a lot of the race
customs,
versions.
yeah.
Customs.
you got to keep an eye on when stuff comes out because it's probably going real
It
quick.
is, yeah.
Well, Eric Farner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I actually got
keep
a
it-
thing here
I
for
keep-
his show coming up.
I keep him in business.
Do you?
When something comes out, you know, like pre-orders or whatever, he'll shoot me a message. I'll put you down. I said, if it's got both sizes, yeah.
There's a guy on Facebook. The first time I seen what he does, he did like the old wedge cars.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was phenomenal. But I think something happened to him. He had like a brain aneurysm or
yeah.
something. Yeah, but man, them cars he did, the wedge
I know
cars.
that one guy passed away.
Purvis and Schwartz.
That Steve Smith or whatever
Yeah.
his name
Oh
was.
yeah.
Some of his cars pop out every once in
Yeah.
a while. I think there was a Jeff Robinson one and something else at the Saggy race maybe or something.
I got that one.
You got that one? Okay.
I got that one. I got the 55 Stoller one.
Yeah,
I got
that-
the
yeah.
44 Stoller one.
Yeah.
Now I got one of the big metal ones
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're
that
talking about.
had the wood
Wood
wheels.
body,
Yeah.
Did he make them also?
Yeah, that's who made
That's
that.
who made
Steve
these.
Okay.
Smith, yeah.
I bought one before I knew who Dave Wilt was, but before I even got hooked up with Dave Wilt, we was at an auction, and this white 2+2 dirt late model come up. I didn't give a crap what number was on it. I didn't care what it was. I was buying it. You know what I mean? And it went for like practically nothing because nobody there at the auction even knew what it was. And I seen him when I was young. You know, you go to like, I guess like Arch Club or something, they'd have one sitting there.
And he used to sell them behind the grandstand.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
His
They
son
did.
is
They
on
would raffle-
Facebook. Somebody had put a picture up one day, and his son come on there and commented. He goes, "My dad made them."
Yeah.
So I don't know what his name is.
He's
but-
got several of them.
Yeah, he's
that
got
his
it.
dad
Yeah.
never finished.
Mhm.
Well,
he's got
Brett Rose brought the 85 championship car or whatever, like Dave's most successful season. And he brought it to the Saggy Tribute and had Dave sign it. And I said, I got one of them. I said, but it ain't that one. It's a white. And as soon as I told him what it was, he's like, you
That was a
Junior."
little bit later,
He
yeah.
he friggin' named
Knew the
off.
year.
He named off the year right
Yeah.
while we were standing there, and I was like, what I actually did was, I know we're getting off subject. I apologize.
But I know who ran second.
Do you?
Nathan.
Yeah. Ernie won Winchester, and Dad was second because they was the team cars in '85.
I remember the team
And
cars.
he ran second to. If Wilt won at Hagerstown, he ran second to Wilt.
I actually took it to Dave Will's house, and I had him sign it, and I gave it to him,
Oh, the white one?
and he wouldn't take it.
Oh.
So that's how I got it back. I actually I was going to give it to him for his collection, and because I collect stuff, but I don't have it out, you know. But yeah, but anyway, so yeah, I'm sure Rich, you got a lot of rare stuff.
yeah.
Back to this vintage car he built. I knew who Rich. I didn't really meet him till that night. I heard his name
Yeah.
and I knew of him. So the car was sitting there behind the grandstand. Did you bring it back in? Somebody pulled it around and backed it into the trailer. And of course, I was in awe of it. I was standing there staring at it, and all this. And he backed in, and I was like, I said, "Hey, there's something running out of this thing. There was an oil trail back here." And he's like, "What?" So he popped the hood off. And I said, I didn't even know him at that time. So popped the hood off. Well, here it blew a power steering line off. And he's like, "Oh my goodness, now we're." I was like, hold on. We're going to fix this. So I popped the line off.
Went down the Stoller.
Yeah, went down to Stiller's trailer. I said, "I need to borrow your vise for a minute." Put it back in, got it tightened up where what it was, it didn't have a pressure line on the pressure side.
Yeah.
It was just push lock, and it blew it off. So I was like, "Well, when you go back out, don't turn that thing to the lock, or it's going to blow off again." And he's like, "You want to drive this for the pace car?" And I'm like, I said, "Don't play with me." I said,
Go for it.
Do not play with me. I said that because I think I told you before. I said, and jokingly, I said, "If you need somebody to run that thing, let me know."
Is that how it happened?
That's how it happened. Exactly how
It was
happened.
funny that
I
year.
thought like you was just picked You know,
we come over and let's say I fixed that line, and he's like, "Do you want to drive it?" I was like, "Don't mess with me."
yeah, you don't do that.
Rich got my number that year and gave me a call and he says, "Hey, I'm doing this car," and I said, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's odd because that's the car that we put on the T-shirt this year. It was already designed,
and it wasn't even meant to
we
be.
didn't even communicate."
Wow.
That was pretty wild that year. Yeah.
But I will tell you honestly, when I got in
tear in your eye?
I did. When I went and pulled that thing out on the track the first time, just when he starts telling me the story,
And then
of his
it being
car,
the real
and
deal.
I was like, I'm going down the back chute on the first time, and I'm like, Nathan drove this car he was setting this thing.
Yeah,
it was
amazing.
crazy.
I
And then-
like that too. I think about
And
that.
I told him, I come in, I said, I don't know how I could ever thank you or repay you.
Right.
So I've done it. Well, they've done it. Is this the 4th or 5th year?
This is the fifth
This is the
race,
fifth.
but it's the fourth year that.
Fourth year.
So 2 years ago, I got to run that. They had the vintage cars up here, and I got to run it in the vintage class.
Oh, you
that
actually
night.
raced it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put one in it.
Oh, that's right, you did, didn't you?
And then it rained. We didn't get hardly no victory lane pictures. But when I knew I was going to get to race that, I said something to Rich. I was like, "Hey," I said, "I want to ask you a favor." I said, "Not that I don't want to do it." I said, "But would you care if a buddy of mine drove this for the pace car?" I said, "Because he loved Nathan as much as everybody." And he's like, "No, sure. Who is it?" I said, "Andy Anderson."
Really?
Yeah. So I went over to because he'd watched me do it, for a couple of years. And I went over and told Andy. I said, "Hey," I said, "Do you want to run this thing as a pace car?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "Did you ask the guy?" I said, "Yeah, I got it all lined up." I said, "If you want to do it, you're more than welcome to." So he got to do it.
I don't think people, I'm sure that Chris and Junior don't realize it, but he was like this larger than life
yeah.
person. I mean, it was almost like if somebody said they lived next to Richard Petty,
Right, yeah.
like they would live in North Carolina or wherever, and they would be like, "Oh, that's just Richard
That's
over there
my
mowing,
neighbor,
mowing
yeah.
his grass."
Mhm, right.
But that was us where he would slide into sheets or do something, and you just he was you didn't think of it as Nathan, the race car driver.
Our neighbor.
It was just a.
But he was probably one of the fun neighbors, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I told Andy, I said, "I'm going to tell you something right now." I said, "When you pull out on that track," I said, "don't think about this being Nathan drove this thing." I said, "He'll get to you." And then look, Nathan tells me here that when I've driven that vintage, and it really was not fair. I'll say it. It wasn't fair. what I had and what they had. But he told me that, would you tell me that I did something that Nathan never did?
Put that 1MD
Put the
in
1MD
Victory Lane at
Victory Lane
Hagerstown.
at Hagerstown.
He never won a race in it.
Is that right?
At Hagerstown. Yeah,
Won
he
a
won
championship, didn't
won
he?
a
But
championship,
didn't
but
win a race.
didn't win a race at Hagerstown. Won 4 at
In the late model, yeah.
four at Winchester in the championship, but
Anything?
didn't win at Hagerstown.
Carolyn Coots,
I don't want to ignore people.
she put a thing on here. She said, "Hey guys, sheets at Route 40 will close for 5 months to rebuild another one on the 18th of this month."
Yes.
Just an
Yeah.
FYI.
Where?
Yeah,
Where?
sheets there at Huge
The one
Park
Yeah.
Road.
Down at the
Were
racetrack.
they building a new one?
They're going
Right
to
there.
rebuild a
They're
new
tearing
one
it
there.
down and rebuilding.
They already did that once.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to close on August the 18th, and they're going to be closed
Man,
for
Craig-
5 months.
Craig looks like he lost a friend.
Yeah. They
For
waited
real.
to close to after Nathan's race.
Oh, okay.
And John Belungi says, "Hey, John.
Big John.
I wonder where he's at tonight. He's probably traveling
Glenn
somewhere."
Grimm says hello.
What's up?
Glenn Grimm. Well, let's Junior, I know you was really into the stats and stuff. What is one of your early remembers of him racing? You was a little younger
The
than
Staley car. He won, I think, 13 times that year in Winchester, and you really wasn't supposed to have kids in the pit area, but I got picked up every time, got put in the window, and drove around to Victory Lane. That's what I remember.
But you probably just took it. I mean, you probably thought it was easy, didn't you? I want to go to the races so I can go to Victory Lane.
Yeah,
I want to get my picture taken.
Yeah.
yeah. It was a weekly habit with him.
It probably wasn't a big deal, but I believe it was the Valentine cars, I think. But I remember that I used to go up to Will's and work on race cars on like Saturday morning. And I would come home around noon. And every time you come home, you go by the house, and that truck and trailer would be pulled in the driveway with the car on the back of it. And it just like, I don't know why, I just like to see that open trailer with that car on it, and then that thing freaking...
You almost want to look over every time you drive by now thinking,
Yeah.
wonder if that's there.
Yeah. And it was like, you know, that was kind of like back when we was starting to get into enclosed trailers, you know, and like a car on an open trailer shouldn't win like that. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah. Trailers don't win races there, right?
No.
But growing up, the mornings I did not like was Sunday mornings. Because when you raced Saturday night at Winchester and Sunday at Hagerstown. So Sunday morning, they was changing the gears. And it would smell like gear oil in that garage. And it was so terrible. That is the one thing I do not like, is the smell of gear oil because of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a stinking smell.
Oh,
Was it a
yeah.
9-inch or a quick change?
I can't remember what
Why
it
does
was.
yours
Back then,
smell?
it
Quick change.
had to be
Gear
quick
oil?
change back then.
Yes,
quick change.
yeah.
Because that car was an old Donnie Moran car, right?
Which one?
The one late model he had with the blue 1MD on it.
I
On the
think
door?
so, yeah.
That was an old Donnie Moran
really?
car. Yeah. Because I got pictures of the car being plain with a couple of stickers. It was a Moran car.
What happened the first night he ever drove for Ray?
Totaled it.
Oh, got taken back on 2 records.
Went down the front stretch and Bernhaus was spinning, going down the front
I
stretch.
remember he
on the
crashed,
lap.
destroyed that thing. He got in Ray Vest's car for the first time ever at Hagerstown, drove it and junked it.
And he was temp driver.
He was filling in.
filling in.
He went over to Ray and said, "Well, I guess I'm fired, ain't I?" And what did Ray say?
I'll have you
"No,
one-
sir, boy." He was going to the front.
He said, I'll have your new car next week.
Yeah.
He got the right. What happened was Kelly had a fast car, Kelly Gallagher, and George Moreland was driving it, but just couldn't put in Victor Lane. And Ray Vest says that we need to do something. Either I have to make a driver change or I have to make a crew chief change. So you got this amount of time. He goes, so I could put another driver in. He goes, you do what you need to do. I want in Victor Lane.
Really?
So he gave Nathan a call and said, could you help me out for a few weeks and see what we could do? And
Boy, did that to start.
he demolished it the first night, but from there on it went.
Boy, that was a
Kelly-
ride for the ages.
Kelly,
Yes.
Kelly tells it good. He said that just had bad luck in that 24, and Ray said, I'm about to throw the towel in, and Kelly said, I'm telling you, we're that close. We're just that close. And I think they won a race and got disqualified, and he was
Wasn't that a
done.
Potomac?
He
Oh
was-
no! Oh, not with Nathan.
No,
Oh, with
he was about done.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next week he won at Hagerstown. Then he won at Winchester. And then the next week he won the Conagajig at Hagerstown.
Didn't he win the Potomac that one night and got disqualified for the spoiler being too high?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, and it was before he went out for the feature.
Yeah.
He took it up to Tech and
Yeah.
said, "Is it okay?" They said,
Right.
"Yeah, you're fine."
Yeah.
And then he smoked them. I think there was only 7 cars on the lead lap, and then they disqualified him.
I remember that one night too, and he took Valentine's car, just the orange 1B to Bedford. Just dominated.
That was that time he drove. He was driving the 24 car, but they had the Tony Hawk Memorial race up there.
Oh yeah, he got in that
The Versus
The
car.
versus car
Yeah.
and won it.
Wasn't that the pink chassis, or was that the?
No, I don't think I was.
Started 18th and was leading by
It was
lap
black
7.
one.
Oh, okay.
But that was back whenever drivers could be drivers.
Mm.
Right.
Unfortunately,
That was the
Somebody's
only
got the
bad.
same
That was
stuff
the only
now,
bad
right?
thing about that. Like, he'd go down to Potomac in DeVersa's car and he'd kick their ass, and then the next week Jim would run 13th or
Right.
something like that. Just
yeah, but back then, like I say, the bad thing with today's cars is the drivers can't be drivers anymore. I mean, the car kind of produces the driver. I mean, the driver gets the car to where he can do some amazing things with it. But like back then, you had people like Nathan that just
He'd wheel it.
manhandled the car.
Manhandled it, yeah.
They could change their entry. They could change the braking point. They could do whatever they needed to do to get that car to do what it needed to do. Nowadays, I never drove one, but I drove it in practice one time. But I mean, I have been told by people I'm around that, you know, if you go out there,
You got what you got.
and it ain't right, it don't matter if you're, you know, Brett Hearn with 800 wins or whatever, that you're, I know Brett don't run a late model, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're just, there's very few things you can do
How about some of the stuff that he did in winning twin 20s from coming from 12th and, you know.
Yep.
Do you remember that? I mean,
It was only him and one other driver that won the triple 20s.
I
I
him
think
and
Ronnie,
Franklin.
wasn't it?
Him
Oh,
and Franklin.
McBee won 2 out of 3, didn't he, or something?
Yeah.
I think he did
them
that.
cars was so flat.
Yeah,
I guess he was leaf spring cars.
somewhere, yeah.
Some relief spring, swing arm,
And
4-bar.
And they funny, they went in those corners kind of together.
He loved them leaf spring.
And then next thing you know, it would just
Mm-hmm.
freaking go. Like they didn't look like they was going to be like any faster. But then there was certain ways that they turned them that like they got a lot out. I watched a lot of them old videos that people put on there
Nothing
and stuff.
like now.
Yeah.
No.
These cars.
I liked it right there at the end of the '90s, beginning of 2000s, when they come out of the turn and the left front wheel
Oh,
be up
yeah.
that far.
Guys used to say, one guy told me, he says, I couldn't believe when he told me that. He says, I look over at the guardrail.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, whenever I see the guardrail like start to turn in, that's where I know where the turn's at. And I'm like, what? He's like, oh yeah, you can't see where you're going.
We got a picture somebody took in the corner where he's going on the outside of Ernie, and the bottom of his tire is at the top of the deck at Ernie's where the engine is. That's how high he could get that thing up.
And I love that. I love that picture of him signaling for Cal Lee.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I love that picture.
Yep.
He
Because
did it for Andy, too.
he always went down
He did
there.
it for Andy too.
He
Oh,
always
yeah.
went down there and stood at that flag stand.
Yeah, pig.
And, yeah, he
Stood
would
there
always,
in pig hose.
yeah. And it was, I don't know why, it's just a simple picture that WRT took, but it's just like there's an amazing story behind it. And I remember from my neighbor Mick Creek having his car. You know how little Dougie was, not Dougie Creek. And I was a little kid, and Nathan come up, and Nathan was going to drive the car for Mick. I'll never forget it. Mick's like, he said, take that seat cover out. And Mick's like, well, what about these bolts? He says, oh, they'll dig in my back and make me drive harder. That's what he said. When I was a little kid, I was like, holy crap, you know? But I never forgot that. Like, how did he get in a seat of a... Doug Creek was like 140
Yeah, he was
20
pounds.
yeah.
small guy.
Now, back then, they might have had... Some of them seats probably had a lot of padding in them, more, better than they do now. But I'll never forget that. He said, them bolts will dig into my back, and I'll drive harder.
Well, like that 60, when you drove the 67 car and all, I put that uniform on, and it's snug on me.
Well, that's when
I mean, he put a lot of weight on in his later years. Is when he put a lot.
Yeah,
of
we're
weight
thinking like
on.
we're thinking like
It's where
he
he
was
got
like
the belly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got the belly from good food.
yeah. Well, mom's cooking.
What's something you remember,
Bingo Island.
Christopher?
What's the ready to remember?
Anything stands out?
What did he always want
Racing.
when he's getting ready to come across the scales?
Cigarette.
Cigarette, Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, remember that?
I used to
yeah.
stand down in the corner down there and give him signals all the time.
Uncle Bill have it ready when he pulled up. As soon as he pulled up, Uncle Bill would hand him Mountain Dew and
Yep.
give him a cigarette, have
Yeah.
it lit already.
I won't forget that time he's watching me and I'm giving him signals. He's not paying attention, and it was a 100-lap race, and 50 laps went over the front stretch. And he's looking. I said, if you're going to listen, if you want to win, you better listen to me. If not, I won't stand in the corner for you. He's looking at me.
No
And
way.
Yes, I did. And I won't forget it. And he's looking at me. I said, pay attention to me in the corner. So we went back out and went out and raced. He won the race. He's looking. I walked across and I passed Gary Stoller. And I won't forget it. Gary Stoller said, you won him that race.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell him where somebody was coming or
Yep.
what line
And
to
believe
take.
it or not,
whatever.
whether people know it or not, he was a great signal man.
See, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
ever remember that.
He'd come home nights I didn't go to the race. He'd come home, got second or something. He was mad. Mom was, what's wrong? He wasn't at the race. I would have won that
Really?
race if he was there. Yeah.
I remember one night at Winchester, there was a wreck in turns 3 and 4. And Nathan was just strolling through the pits. It wasn't his division. It was probably like limiteds or something. And back in the old days, they had them old fuel cells that the line come out the corner the fuel line. Well, this guy got rear-ended or whatever, and it broke that fitting off. So I didn't pay no attention to it. I'm seeing them bring tow trucks up and everything and all, and I just walked over to see who was involved and everything. And there Nathan is in his driver's uniform with his thumb over the fitting.
Keeping it from leaking.
Yeah, he was just strolling by. I was surprised he wasn't smoking cigarettes.
Good thing it wasn't.
Probably was. You probably pitched it.
But he sat there and held that fuel in that fuel cell until somebody got something to catch it or something. He was just like, "Hey guys,
Heck, when Tanny
Go get a bucket.
Diversa flipped at the front stretch of Hagerstown, he hopped that fence. He was the first one there.
Now I know you guys seen different sides of him, but did anything ever work him up? Like every time I seen him at the track, it was like a bomb could have went off and he'd just be strolling by with a cigarette in his hand, like that was a great bomb, wasn't it? You know, like
Not in his older days, but I heard like when he ran the Mount Airy car, because he either won or broke. They said they used to throw cinder blocks at him, and bricks and rocks.
Because I mean, the years I remember,
Got in a fight up at Sealand, got kicked out of Sealands Grove in '79, or else he'd have won. He won the Cars Championship, Williams Grove, Hagerstown, and got barred from Sealands Grove for fighting. That's how he became real good friends with Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy Spencer's dad, Ed, came and got him and told him, "Boy, you can't beat City Hall. Just walk down here with me."
well, I
Can't beat
mean,
City Hall.
you don't think about it back then. Craig, you was around. I mean, like all that racing back then. You didn't.
Well, you didn't do 3 nights a week, Friday, Saturday,
nobody thought.
Sunday. Yeah.
Nobody thought anything about it.
No.
Like nowadays, you race one. You have a double header weekend.
That's
By,
like
by
this.
that evening, you're
You're
wore out.
done,
You're
yeah.
whooped.
Yeah.
You're ready to take a vacation for a week.
And them guys had like old, stock cars. They
yeah.
weren't like
Oh, yeah.
easy stuff to work on.
Yeah.
And it was them
That-
big old tires.
That amazes me, especially when you guys talk about these guys that ran for championships at multiple tracks.
3 nights in a
Yep.
row. Yeah.
Yep, you ran Williams
I remember
Grove,
the- I remember
Williams
the-
Grove Friday,
Sealands Grove.
Sealands Grove Saturday, and Hagerstown Sunday.
I remember
Cars.
the Lincoln days. Remember when Lincoln's was big up at. You had Junior Eckert and Rick
Yeah.
Eckert, and it was a lot. That was a big race.
Yeah, they ran.
Like
They
miles
ran. I think they ran Bedford Friday. What? Because Lincoln was Sundays for them.
Yeah.
So I think it was
Bedford definitely.
Bedford was Friday. I think Saturday they might have went to Port Royal and then, or Sealands Grove, and then Sunday was Lincoln for them,
What do you all think would be
or Cumberland.
the highlight of his career if he could tell you? Does anybody
The
have an
Ronnie McVie
idea?
races.
The Ronnie
Winning
McVie
his
race.
first one. Actually, winning his first one.
Because they was real good
Oh, they
real good
Oh,
friends.
Oh yeah.
And he gave that backup car. Then he drove that backup
Yeah.
car for him.
Won the Hub City
Nathan,
race.
well, Nathan hated the Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Ray
right.
wanted
Whenever
somebody
him
in
and
there, they got
Bonebreak
Denny
was
in it.
teams.
Denny passed him with 1 or 2 laps to go in that McBee race.
Yeah.
Passed Nathan, won it. Nathan, I know, grinned. I knew he was probably grinning inside. Like, you know what? I want that so bad, but it's good for Denny.
Yeah, because
That
then he
pretty
thought
much
his career was
resurrected his
over.
career.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It resurrected his career because he
Yeah.
was about ready to throw the towel in.
Yeah.
And then Ray, I don't know if they sold their car or just parked it, or I can't remember.
I think he
Which-
wrecked it, and
Oh.
they was contemplating on
Buying one or
buying one. Yeah, Hines was about ready
That's what it
to
was.
give it up, and they thought it was Denny. Well, wasn't Denny.
Wasn't Denny?
Yeah.
How much did he go out on the road any with Brave Vest? He did,
In
didn't he?
'94,
Was it like the Stars
Mhm.
deal?
missed the last 2 races. And
That had to be
tied for 5th in points.
that had to be different.
He won the race with West Virginia.
West Virginia Motor
Mhm.
Speedway.
For a man, it was
Couldn't win Rookie of the Year because he won the '89 Conecuh Jig.
really.
And that was a star sanctioned race.
Yep.
'91 too. Yep.
That had to be different though for a guy that went to work every day.
Oh
To-
yeah.
to-
Well, back then, you didn't have to race every race. I think there was like 5 or 7 of them. It was sort of like Speedways. You can get rid of like 5 or 7 races. But yeah, they would leave on Wednesdays. He'd have to park the dump truck, and Moose usually drove the truck, so he'd have to park 2 dump trucks, and they'd head out on the road.
Yeah, that had to be different.
That's the year he destroyed the car down in Florida.
East Bay.
Yeah, brand new.
one.
Brand
Ray
new
didn't-
one.
That was the start.
Ray
That
didn't
was the
even-
start. of
Ray
the-
didn't even get to see it.
That was a show
It was funny.
because
We went to Florida that year. We just going down the road. It was me, Nathan, Chris, and little
Me.
Nathan. It was 4 of us went to Florida because Ray
That
and
was
all
the year
the crew.
that was the year that the thing got stuck, right?
Yeah, they were all in the island.
The best was when we started down the road, we started smelling this smell in
Yeah,
North
yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah.
And Dad's like, "Oh boy, it's the swamps. That's the swamp smell."
Swamps.
We ain't even get to no damn swamps yet. This is starting, and we stopped just south of the border, and man, you could really smell it. Well,
And
by
then
the
remember
time
the front brake drum broke. It had a crack. It was like shaking. Every time he hit the brakes, it was shaking. So he found out the brake drum was cracked. He goes, "Go back here and give me some vice grips." And we clamped off.
He put
the
her on
right
3-wheel
front-
brake.
That's right. We get out of the road and he hit the brakes, and it would turn to the left. Yeah.
but by the time we got to Florida, we found out what it was.
Was that the battery deal?
It was the battery.
It
Yep.
wasn't even the bathroom.
I heard
you
that
know.
story.
Yep.
So we get to East Bay, that brand new Bullet car, and Nathan went out, and I don't remember what he did in the heat race. Maybe he might have timed good enough where he had to run the dash or something. But car only had like 20 couple laps on it, so he was started 6th that night, I think, and he was out there racing. And Davey Johnson was having electrical problems, and he started ahead of Nathan. When Nathan rolled in the corner one time, Johnson shut off. So Nathan stabs the brakes. He's on 3 wheels, so he spins out.
Bob Pierce came and
He
smashed
was
it.
sitting clear up by the guardrail. Everybody comes by. Well, here come Bob Pierce. Rolled that thing in there and had the wheels turned and hit Nathan in the right front. And the right front wheel was almost back beside him. And
No
it
way.
clip over and a brand new car. So we
All
get
that
thing,
weighs and
So we get the thing all loaded up and get back, and Nathan goes, Kline goes, "Go over and call Ray and tell him you junked the car." I'm like, "You crashed it? You call him."
Ray was over at the island.
He wasn't even there.
Yeah, he wasn't even married yet. He didn't get to see the
Oh,
car.
Craig
So
to make a phone call.
He said, "Call Ray."
Nathan called us, and I forget how much snow was that.
3
up our-
foot.
3 foot.
of snow. Hey, get a hold of Moose. You guys need to go and get that backup car. Get a hold of Moose.
Marvin.
Oh my God.
No, Chucky Fitz.
Chuck Fit.
Yeah.
And Marvin.
Fitz.
And Marvin, too.
Okay,
Marvin Durbow?
yeah.
Yeah.
We all went down there, got that thing,
Shoveled
had to
the car
shovel
out.
out the driveway down at
Kelly's.
house. Got the car loaded up, and they drove straight down there. Got
Oh,
the car down
they
there.
took the car down.
They took
It
the
was
backup
just a
car
roll.
down
So
there.
y'all didn't have to leave.
St. Augustine, because that was the last time of East Bay, so we rode to St. Augustine, and they took 2 cars and made one.
No.
We
Down there in the parking lot.
The 93, yeah.
Yep.
Had the 94 body and the 93 roof. I got a picture of it. But yeah.
Ran the whole, and I'll never forget that one night at St. Augustine. It was real dusty and dirty there, and this was like the 3rd night or something in there. And every race was won off the pole. Every night was off the pole. So they did the redraw or the dash or whatever. Nathan's on the pole and Rick Auckland's 2nd, and I'm like, boys, we spent the money before the green flag even dropped. I was like, we're going to win this thing. And nobody went in the corner any harder than Nathan, you know.
Yeah.
So they dropped the green flag, and he rolled in the corner, and Auckland went in about 2 car lengths deeper and dumped down to the bottom, and that was how they finished.
Really?
I'll never forget. What did Ray do?
Oh,
He had his clipboard with the
Oh, yeah, he
things.
threw it.
He
He
threw
threw it.
that and got off.
yeah. I tell you, though, Dad was like had the 3rd most dashes that
Yeah.
year.
Mhm.
He was in like 38 dashes.
But he
Wow.
started on the pole, and I was like, we're going to get our first stars win.
Florida, he was 6 out of 7, I think, in the dash.
He didn't do bad down there for what he had, you know.
No.
He knowed everybody.
Yeah.
But the thing is, yeah, he only ran 5 tracks. Them guys was, that was the best. Back then, that was Davey Johnson, Donnie Moran, Bart Hartman,
Billy
Boggs,
Moyer,
Fred,
Boggs,
Freddie Smith,
all them guys. Yeah.
all of them.
And that was the year of the NDRA, or the, what was that other series? It had them bigger bodies. Habitama, yeah.
Yeah.
They had them bigger bodies than
Yeah.
the Stars guys, and they all come out there. I'll never forget one time Billy Moyer rolled his car out, and I'm like, they're not letting that run.
Balzano, Shaver, Steve Barnett, they was all running. Scott Hartley.
It's amazing. You had like this group of 5 or 6 people, maybe more, that had these just amazing cars. And then you had the rest of the guys that wasn't the bottom of the barrel. They was like the best regional and traveling guys, but they had these cars that was like raced every weekend. You could tell they was raced every weekend. Then you had the guys down here that only raced maybe one night a week.
I think it might have been Eckert's first year out on the road too, because he won them 3 championships in a row at Bedford, and then he said, "I'm
going on the road.
I'm going on the road."
And you know, it's funny. Like you talk to them guys. I still talk to Rick every time I see him, and like the guys don't
Troy
forget.
does too.
Scrub.
The guys don't forget Nathan.
No.
No.
I mean, they still talk about him. You know, he's just somebody that
Like that picture with him and Bloomquist.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like he just walked through the pits
Oh,
and he knew
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. I got a picture of just like that of him and Charlie Schwartz at Hagerstown.
Yeah.
Was there anybody you didn't know?
Nope.
Not really.
Well, I remember, I want to say it was 89, because he wasn't driving at the beginning of 89. That's when he got the Ray Vest ride.
Yeah.
And at the end of 88, what helped him win that championship was he needed backup. He needed to drive somebody's backup car. Franklin let him drive his backup car.
Mhm.
And that's how he won the points. So that next year, Franklin went out to Eldora with a 33 car. He had that big white rig. So Nathan, because you want to ride along, he needs someone to drive the rig because his dad's health was getting a little shaky then. So we went down and met his dad, and we all drove out to Eldora.
Really?
Nathan drove the rig. I got to ride back in the back there.
I couldn't
First
imagine
time
being-
a rig like that.
I couldn't imagine
Well,
being a
Barney
kid
Franklin.
like that. You had to step out of them doors at the track like you was king poop.
I mean, it's funny, you watch those guys and how they race sometimes on the track. They might get aggressive, but off the track, the friendship.
But you
is
know,
totally
that's
different.
what I've
Even
said.
him and Stuhler was
Like Wayne Walls, Dad said they'd fight you at the races, but then they'd have that
party.
that
Oh, yeah.
party, and everybody would be over. Yeah.
Everybody be real
Everybody was friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had that one picture I put on the on track with Mike Page with all them guys standing there, saggy and all them. But like, that's what gets me. Like I've talked about it before. Like there's a picture floating around of one of them having a birthday, and Dave Wilt's there,
Yeah.
Franklin's there, Stoller's there. And I mean, like these were the guys that was fighting every week for to win these races, and you know, racing door to door. And them guys was out in the front stretch with their arms around each other, like smiling for a birthday picture.
Yep.
And nowadays you just don't see that camaraderie no more. I mean, people have disagreements and rub and get upset, but you don't have that camaraderie that you had back then. Them guys could be tough competitors. They could be kind of maybe a little ticked off at each other, but they knew when to I guess use it or when to show it or whatever.
How we got that dog Brown Sugar? Then the reason we got it was because Rodney Franklin and his wife came up for a weekend and had it.
And they gave you their dog.
No,
had the
they
brother
called
or
out.
something, or-
They seen the dog and said, "Where'd you get it from?" They said, "Ray Callahan, that owned Bullet. He raised them."
Is that where
So,
it came from?
yep, that's
I
where it
didn't
came
know
from.
that.
Yep.
They rode out and got it.
They rode out and got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What Brown Sugar used to do?
Which Brown Sugar? No, we're
The
on
first,
right
the
one,
first, the chow.
right?
Yeah.
The
when I-
chow.
oh,
There was one before that one.
I'd
but-
say, was it good? She growled. Yeah, she growled.
Good dog.
Yeah,
And
Brown.
then Nathan being a big rocket guy. I remember
Oh my
that.
God. Every night he'd come home. First thing he did was get on the telephone. And
Hey,
then
do you
Mark
remember?
Richards.
Do you remember back before? Hey, the beep beep. Where you at?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day.
The old flip phone man.
He kept that for a long
Yes, he
time,
did.
didn't he? He didn't
Yes,
want
he
to get
did.
rid of that. Yep, I'll never forget.
He always had a flip phone. He
Yeah.
never went
But
to.
hit them Nextels. It was just.
Oh,
the
yeah, he
walkie-talkie.
loves it, yeah.
I just remember though, like nowadays, always think that like a lot of people going to Longhorn and stuff. I always think you never see Nathan.
He was a
Longhorn.
rocketeer.
Yeah,
I mean, he was just that's what he ran. I mean,
Well,
I
that
don't think he ever did anything. I mean, Jack always had.
No,
What was
he-
that purple car? I swear I don't remember that car.
he only raced it a couple times. That was him. It was Jack and Buckler's. I think it was
Oh,
Jack's car and Buckler's motor.
because he won in it down in Potomac.
Potomac,
I
yeah.
was like, I never saw that car.
Yeah.
did he win in anything besides a rocket?
Oh,
Well, he
yeah.
ran bullets. He ran
Bullets,
bullets,
yeah.
right?
The
Was that MRC or something?
MRE.
MRE.
Yeah, that was the Staley's car. I think
Staley,
was
yeah.
one, or a Tri-City car.
Tri-City Buggy. Remember that?
The 1MD was a Rayburn. The Limited was a Rayburn, and then he got a Bullet.
I don't think back then you had this big chassis war.
They had
like
called
you do
out
now.
there.
You know what I mean?
When
Like
he,
guys was winning in everything. It just they was certain guys was faster and certain.
when he couldn't get that Rayburn car to turn, he called out CJ, and CJ said, "Just drive it in 2 cars deeper. He said, I'm done driving 5 cars deeper than everybody now.
Oh,
And that's what
He should have told him to back it up 2 cars.
CJ would tell people the only difference is human flesh. That's the only difference between my race cars. Human flesh.
He won in that rocket car. I just put the video on not too long ago, and he said in Victor Lane, he said, got this car here, just got it from Mark. He said he built it a little differently for me because I'm a big guy.
Tall cage.
Yeah.
Lower door
And that's what started the tall cage cars.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, CJ, he always had good advice for people. I remember, I think Sag said one time he called out there and they were having a problem with the car, and he said, best thing you can do is cut that thing up and junk it. He goes, that's the worst car I ever built. And it was like
No
a truck,
way.
It was like a truck arm car, and then they got it figured out, and Saggy won a
Won't you
couple
give-
limited championships in a row with it.
I
But
say, won't you
he-
give me a credit on it?
He said, the best thing you can do is take that thing and cut it up and throw it away.
What about you, Rich? When did you start going to the races?
Oh, I've been involved like races ever since 9, 10 years old. I used to
Yeah.
live in Hagerstown.
What's some of your memories?
Oh, Lord. Well, I grew up with little.
Craig ain't
little
been
Gary.
letting you talk.
No, no. I got
I
lots
grew
of
up
stories.
with Nathan's nephew, little Gary Durboraw,
Okay.
and I would go with Gary to the races all the time. I live right around the corner from Denny Bone I used to cut Denny and Boney Bone grass as a kid, growing up. So I was always in Denny's garage,
We got there, Shirley.
sweeping the floors and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah.
Buddy Aikman, in the early 90s, I was just getting started in the semi-late, running Hagerstown. After the race, we would wash the car while we washed the car knees and I guess he's saying Durboraw.
Yeah, probably. But sometimes people's phones read correctly.
It's
Right.
just who
Correct.
drives up and gets out talking as we did. Wow, that was a thrill. And a few years later, I was able to race with him at Potomac Speedway and the lake models, and that was a thrill also.
Yeah, I don't think you got some lady named Peggy Kershner. She says, "I'm watching this good program this evening."
Do you
Hey,
know
Peggy.
her? Do you know her?
Nah, nah. It's a wonder she didn't say hi to Craig. Tell his parents I said hi.
Right?
Get an autograph.
But yeah, I mean, Rich, I didn't want to cut you off. I want you to. Man, you drove 2.5 hours.
No,
We need to give you the floor.
Top billing.
Top billing. Why?
Cause
Hey, I just bring the car, man. So you have fun.
Man, we could sit here for hours and talk, couldn't we?
Well, the best part's Nathan's got all those old uniforms. So after the first year, Craig goes, "You think I can get one of those uniforms and Nathan's running?" So this would be the 3rd year, right?
Dirty
That's
you
actually-
wearing one?
He hit
I
me
didn't
up.
wear one last
He hit
year.
me up looking for a
You didn't wear
Staley
one?
shirt.
Okay.
I said,
I brought your shirt back, by the way, tonight.
yeah,
Before
he
you-
asked me if I had a Staley shirt. I said, I was 3 whenever he ran that car, so I don't think it'll fit you.
Could you see Craig in a 3-year-old shirt?
All right. Guess who brought me one over?
A Staley shirt?
Yep.
Who?
Denny Saunders and Cheryl.
Oh, I bet.
Yep. He said he brought it over to work the other day. He goes, I don't know if you're gonna fit in it. He goes, it's a large, and I'm like, I'll get in.
I'll fit it.
I remember Nathan's viewing those suits hanging up on the wall and all that stuff.
Christopher said something earlier. When I drove that 1MD car there 2 years ago, I went out there to Chris's house and was trying on all the uniforms. And I put that ribbon on and zipped it up, and I'm like, this thing fits. Like, I know I ain't as big as Nathan, but that was back in his earlier years. The Arizonas and all them, they'd have never done it.
Back
I bet
like
that.
88.
I bet that was something.
But
Wasn't
I wore that red Charlie Tabor one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I zipped it up, and I'm like,
It
this
fits.
is crazy. Fits.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
one you got for this year's going to fit.
Yeah.
Because when he passed, we went down through his uniforms. We have a picture. He put on his last uniform. Now had on his first uniform.
it? Wow.
Yeah.
And some people don't hold on to that stuff.
Yeah.
Some drivers you talk to, they like, oh, I got rid of all that stuff years ago, you know. And it's just,
He wanted to get rid of all the trophies except for the championship ones. I was like, no. I took a couple and all the good races. If the trophy started falling apart, I
Yeah.
took a couple and took two and made one, whichever race was the better one. But
And you know, back in the day, like if I'd just be, I'd look for something.
See, Rich tried to talk again.
On your trophies and all, if you got something that's going away, a trophy lady that I deal with my show car trophies, she can get parts for those. And she can have them redone. Just to let you know.
Yeah, you
good to know.
might never know. Even the ones that you think aren't really important, you put them together and say this is one of Nathan Durborow's Victory Lane. I mean, you could give it to some child as a gift or.
oh, we
anything.
all the ones that we couldn't put back together, we kept the nameplates. I think they're behind the bar, and then all the big trophies.
His first championship trophy's down there.
First one. Wow.
It's a picture of him and Ron McBee standing there holding their trophies.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know the story.
Yeah, that sweater.
big old
Brown sweater.
How did those guys get to be such good friends? Do you have any idea how it worked out?
He just started going to the races.
I think Nathan just kind of
Nathan worked
worshipped
on-
him and kind of
Nathan
started
worked on his
following
car.
him. Yeah,
Nathan worked on his car.
and he just
Yeah.
kind of followed in his footsteps.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know how it is. You
There's a
have
picture of Ronnie McBee in Victory Lane in 1972. Dad's 15 years old, and everybody's looking at the camera, and Dad's looking down at Ronnie. Everybody else is looking forward. Dad's looking down at
Really?
Ronnie.
And speaking of that car, ain't there a picture of Nathan and Ronnie in that black car? The El Camino.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ronnie got to ride in it.
And there's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one of Nathan when he had that black car with all the checker flags down the side. And it's Ronnie driving it like he drove it out of Victory Lane for Nathan.
Yeah.
wow.
What was that one story? Like Nathan kind of raced some cane back in the day when he was a younger guy. And what was that 191 up at Hagerstown, and the sheriff was presenting a trophy, or Bowman, Glenn Bowman, or I think that was his name.
don't remember that.
And he was standing in Victory Lane. That guy gave him the trophy or something, and he said he had made the comment something about finally he wasn't chasing him out on the street or something like that.
That's probably the time he came up, that cop came up and started on the backstretch and was
Oh, they did
putting
the
the
radar,
cameras.
yeah.
Seeing how fast they
This
were
was
going
back
out.
in the old Camaro, like the 27 days. But I was earlier. I was gonna say, like sometimes if I wasn't doing nothing, I'd ride out by Nathan's house and go in there. And what would he be doing? He'd sit there watching them tapes, wasn't he?
Yep.
Watch this climb. Watch when I pass this guy.
Oh,
And
really?
he knew them all,
Oh,
didn't he?
yeah. Oh, he knew.
He had all them tape when Sports Plus video. He had thousands of them, and he watched every one of them.
But you know what? You don't realize it's hard to do that anymore because it's hard to get hold of the videos.
Mm-hmm.
But I know someone that did that when they first started, and you would not believe how much it improved. They knew exactly where that person was going to be every lap.
Right.
And I talked to him. I said, "How did you just know that they?" Well, I watched on those videos.
Dad said
Yeah,
how he
and by
learned-
Nathan studying those videos, he wasn't only watching himself win. He was watching where the
Where they were
competition
running.
was running. And I mean, this boy was a young rookie, and he would go down in the basement his first I don't know how many years, and he would watch those videos nonstop because they remember you could buy them every week at the track.
Yeah.
And he would go down and watch last week's race and watch, and he'd back them up and go forward, back them up, and he just knowed where everybody was going to be and what lines they ran and everything.
Well, when he started racing, Buddy told him, if you work on the car, I'll let you drive it. So he went down and worked on that Mount Airy car a couple weeks. And then he finally got to drive it. And the first night in it, he won. But
Can you imagine that?
he...
You think he had
This
any? You think he had any idea?
Well, racing season started in April or March, and he started in June. He won 19 or 21 races. He didn't win no track championships, but he won the overall cars, and he missed the first 3 months. And how he learned to drive, he watched Ronnie McBee in the corners. He watched his hands. That's all. He didn't go out and drive. He just watched his hands in the corner, how he had it.
So you think he had any idea when he got in that car?
Oh,
that
yeah.
He
He was watching the best. So
that he that he was going to. I'm not saying he thought he was going to win, but he thought he had an idea that he could do that. He could drive.
He could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think he had 19 the first year, and then that second year in Mount Airy, I think he said he had 23 wins, and then he won 3 out. He won Williams Grove,
Crazy.
Hagerstown, and the overall cars.
I've heard people say about Chamberlain Chamberlain taught him how to run Hagerstown.
Gerald
Yeah,
Chamberlain.
yeah. I heard a couple people say that he knew how to run. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Craig, but maybe you don't agree with me. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I have learned. Hagerstown is like one of the hardest tracks around. The corners. There's a handful of people that know how to enter that corner differently than everybody else.
Yep.
And when you try to duplicate what they do, it's not easy to do it. But the guys that like learn it right off the bat, they're like practically unbeatable at Hagerstown Speedway.
That's the way Ronnie McBee was at Williams Grove. It didn't matter whose car he was in. If he was in his brother Jimmy's, his dad's, Bobby Allen's, the Hayes car, Staley's, Ronnie was good at the Grove.
Yeah.
And it was just...
Because I've watched people, and when I was driving, I'd go out and I'd try to run that line, and I just couldn't.
Wouldn't work.
Like when you're in there, Craig, you probably notice, when you're in there watching it, the track looks totally different than when you're in the car. And it's hard to determine, like you see it and you think, I got this. And then when you go out, you're like, that didn't work. You know. So them guys making it look easy, the Nathan Durboraws, the Gary Stollers, the Rodney Franklins, they made it look easy, but they just knew, they knew where they was at on the track and what they was doing.
And those guys, when they would come into the races, the bigger guys, Balzana and all, they would come up to Nathan.
Come up to ask Nathan where to run.
They said Hagerstown was one of the hardest places to beat
I told
locals.
you. That's what I'm saying.
They're like, what can... I remember standing one time, Nathan, what can I do? He goes, you're letting off too early.
Yeah.
He says, you're going to need to go by another 2 car lengths. Then let off, turn the car.
I couldn't
You know,
imagine.
I'm just standing, I'm just like, and then they'd go back out and run the B main or something. That they'd win the B main. You know, because Nathan's giving them advice. He didn't care.
I couldn't imagine how you guys felt being kids, and here's Nathan, lives in your house, your father, and
has his own T-shirt. I felt like Dale Jr. That's how I felt.
And then
my dad had his own T-shirt. You know, I thought
and I mean,
that was
then when you
awesome.
go to the racetrack, you see these guys that you've seen in
What's your dad doing? My dad's a track champion.
Yeah, like trading cards
times.
or whatever. And they're down at your dad's trailer asking him what
For
tires
advice.
they should run.
Yeah.
What,
Advice.
that had to be like amazing as a child.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not only that you was proud of your dad, but like that these guys that did it for a living wanted
Asking him
wanted his opinion.
Asking his advice.
Oh yeah.
And then most time the locals whooped them anyway. I mean, once in a while you had somebody like Moran come in or something, but the locals was tough.
Yeah.
Tough back in the day when everybody had.
Oh yeah. I mean, back then you had Buddy Armel, Bone
Gary,
Bright,
Nathan.
Stoller, Franklin,
Yep.
Jeff
Jeff
Robinson.
Robinson.
Robinson,
Peck.
yeah, Peck,
That was a tough crowd.
Yep.
You watch all them old
Sam Nally,
Sam,
yeah, you watch all them old videos, and lots of times.
even Tom Clace being from Cumberland.
Right.
Yeah, he was good.
I remember when he was like a big wig when he came
Yeah.
in. Remember the years of racing John Mason?
Oh yeah.
Frank Saggy would announce that like 3 or 4 weeks in advance.
Oh yeah.
And I remember walking down through the pits as a kid, and I'd walk up and look at the truck, and he had that tire rack with about freaking 35 tires on it, and everything was collared, like striped, and I was like, holy crap, who is this guy?
Yep.
And it was like you thought that he was like the baddest dude that ever come from, wherever, because they promoted him coming in.
Y'all had matching uniforms.
Yeah.
Yep. Had
I always
race
liked
dates
that.
on everything.
Yep.
Anything, Shirley?
Jason Murray. I remember the night he flipped over the wall at Hagerstown. He made a beeline to my wife at the inside guardrail because he knew she had cigarettes.
I can believe
I can believe that one.
Yeah.
He needed a cigarette. He didn't need a Band-Aid. He needed a cigarette. And then he was there to support Jack Bland through all that.
He was
Yes.
about the second one there for that.
All that stuff whenever he broke his leg and everything. That was
on our couch.
Stuff on the couch.
that was a miracle
House.
there.
Yeah.
That was just a plain miracle.
I just seen that picture of Jack sitting in that wheelchair in Victory Lane.
Yeah.
Do you know when that
The week before he won that
He
non-qualifier.
won the non-qualifiers race, yeah.
I rode up with
In that
Dad
car.
to get it at Eckert's.
I don't know why.
That car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was Eckert's.
I don't know why, but whenever I see like a YouTube video of that wreck or something,
It still gives me chills.
I don't watch it.
Yeah,
I don't watch it.
it's crazy.
Now years ago when I would watch it.
Could you
just-
imagine just being DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just
I
Jack,
thought
right?
about
Being
that.
DJ.
Yeah, he
thought
went
about
underneath
that.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's the craziest wreck, I think. But him and Michael Waltrip hitting the.
I don't know. I tell you what, that's Stuart Freeze. That's Stuart Freezing wreck.
That was
That-
pretty
yeah.
bad, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Waltrip picking that hood up off his head and just stepping
His
right
legs,
out the
stepping
car
right
like
out
it was a running board there
Yeah.
or something.
That Mike Harmon wreck at Bristol too is pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Bodine at Daytona in that
Yeah,
truck.
but, man.
I thought he was dead.
Did you see, actually, and it wasn't like
Really?
real vicious, but Brad Sweet the other night when he got hit.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a hard hit.
Here we gotta read this comment.
Uh-oh.
Christina Durbrow.
Oh, jeez.
Goodness.
Great program. You guys are doing great with the memories of the Fat Cat, the legend of track racing.
Well, that's what we're doing it for.
We should have had her here, too.
We could have.
She,
It's almost bedtime.
oh, yeah. She's probably in her jammies.
Sorry, Mom.
Christopher just told on you.
We'd have really got some good stories. wouldn't
Well,
we?
she's got a Hallmark show starting at 8, so
Yeah.
she's probably wondering if it's wrapping up.
Yeah, we did go over,
I
but
think I went out
No,
there.
no, it's all
I went out there to visit her one night, and she's like, "All right, well, you gotta go. My show's coming on."
the one night I stopped to get a T-shirt for the first Durboraw Tribute. I pull in there to get a T-shirt. Guess who's in the freaking living room sitting? Craig Kline.
What do we need to know about that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Probably had cookies and milk Washington.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Watching Hallmark.
I'm telling you, he's sought after.
How many times did you stop and grab some tires?
Oh,
out and
yeah.
back? That was one thing he told everybody. Hey, if you ever need tires, they're laying back there.
Yep.
A couple different people. Rich Clip. Everybody was stopped.
Yep.
Scott Andrews.
Well, I'm glad you guys are. I mean, we could go on forever. I mean, that's what I brought you guys in here
My
for.
Hallmark show's coming on.
Is
in 10 minutes.
these stories, man. I mean, people love to hear these stories that are forgotten by a lot of people, and the old heroes of racing is disappearing. You know, and there's no big car. I mean, there's car owners, but I always say, you think about it. There's no big hero car owners anymore. There's no big hero drivers. I mean, not that there ain't good drivers, you know what I'm saying, but like who's there to take some of these guys' places
yeah.
like Robbie Allen? I mean, not Rob. I'm sorry, Bobby Allen
Yep, Ray Vest.
and Ray Vest. I mean, there's car owners out there, but not like those guys was
Well,
like.
you know, I think like in racing now, like the list of people you just read off there earlier. Like when I was a kid, that was my heroes. Like
Oh, yeah.
now they don't even have supers. Like who would my kids' heroes be?
Yeah.
There's not like the Jeff Robinsons and Tom.
I mean,
Petty,
you know,
Buddy Armour,
Dad-
Gary Stuhler. I mean,
Dad
that
was, Dad was my favorite, but my other favorite, I like the yellow
Craig
three.
Kline?
I like the Shady Grove slingshot,
Yeah.
You know,
and my traveling guy. I was a Freddie Smith fan. I love Freddie Smith.
You know, Jeff Robinson's garage was like 2 blocks over.
Oh yeah,
Is that where you were at?
Huh?
That's where
Is
it's
that where you were
at.
at when you were coming?
When I was looking for you, I
Because
got
you
I
said you got
remember.
alone.
I remember sitting in the stands. 'Cause I wasn't old enough to go in the pits with the creeks. I had to sit up with the women, and I just remember, I don't know why, but Les Hare
Mm-hmm.
and
Danny Hager. And
Danny Hager,
Dave Will.
and it, probably because they won a lot.
Right.
Like I didn't have a clue
Johnny Schaefer.
who they was.
John Holland.
John
you know-
Hall, Marvin
Hall.
Lescalede. I mean, that was all the good.
Terry
Yeah.
Leslie.
Terry.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue who they was, but there was like I just pick out this dude, this dude, and this dude, and they'd win a lot, and I'd be like, oh, Les Hare won again. I didn't know who he was.
I thought what the most awesome thing from being around Hagerstown, and you seen Ronnie McBee and Gary Stuhler run the 55, local guys, and all of a sudden Larry Moore's driving.
Right,
And it's like,
yeah.
man, how did Bobby get him? And then Booper Bear,
Yeah.
and it was just cool.
Calabucci.
Yeah,
I remember when Booper come to Winchester, that was like a big event,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
and especially if Booper and Nathan both came. Then you was like, well, we're going to see a show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like, I didn't know who Booper was back then. I just knew the name in the car. And I remember, like, every once in a while, he'd stroll into Winchester for a big race, and it was like, oh, crap, there that car is again. Here's that Booper Bear. I like to have a name like Booper. Who calls a kid Booper?
I'd like to be in the pits whenever, in like 93 or 96 when standing in the pits at Potomac or Bedford, and they'd see that Ray Vest trailer roll in or Valentine's trailer, and they'd be like, "Oh,
Sure did kill some
hell
dreams,
yeah.
didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
I guess we're running for
You
second.
guys come strutting out the
Yeah.
door like, yeah, come on, Dad.
yeah.
I couldn't imagine how proud
Dave
you guys
Badula
was.
would say, "Yeah, you afraid of my boys? Come on up." 96, I think he had 96. Dad won 6 out of the 7 races up there. He said, "Now send your boys Scotty Halse down to Hagerstown and see what he can do."
Yeah, you're right there. It was like the Dirty Dozen down in Hagerstown.
Yeah.
You-
That
then
was
you
our
go down-
Lucas Oil back in Hagerstown.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we had our own Lucas Oil.
Then you go down.
And like
to-
Craig said, them guys wasn't no, like when those big guys rolled into town, you're watching, them videos. A lot of the big guys qualified up front.
Yeah.
Because
And
the
they
guys
beat-
never had to. Our guys never got a chance to qualify like that.
Yeah.
The time trials.
But
and
then,
stuff.
once that race started going,
Then they
you'd
came-
see,
yeah.
well, here Nathan Durboraw got past Donnie Moran.
But
And
you look at a lot of
and
them.
then Rodney Franklin passed Donnie Moran, and slowly those guys would start.
fading back.
Look at some of them videos and how many of them guys that traveled sitting there loaded up because 12 locals made it.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
you're right. I
So
remember.
they always
I mean,
said this was the toughest place
Yeah.
to qualify.
I would say when Nathan passed, I remember speaking to Ernie Davis when we were doing the race and all. He says one thing about Nathan that you got to remember. Trying to figure out how we wanted to do the race and stuff. He said Nathan won his starting 12th.
yeah, that's right.
He didn't
week.
start on the pole.
Every
He started
week.
12th every week.
The handicapping.
That's how he won his championships. Starting
Yeah.
12th,
And
which
people.
is true.
When you was the point leader, you had to start 12th. At least. If
least.
you didn't win your heat race, you was starting 13th, 15th.
And some of these people try to compare wins nowadays, and not to take anything away from the newer guys, but I keep saying you can't compare it. Sometimes this guy didn't win that night because he was coming up through the freaking pack, and then he runs second
How
because
many people you see win from 12th now?
Amen.
Not many.
yeah, very few.
I asked Big Doug at one time. I said, "How come if it's not the Winchester 200 or the Paul Johnson or a tribute race where it's 9 points, why is, even though Dad don't run there every week, why is he guys starting the back? Because he puts on the show, boy.
Yeah,
He puts on the show.
he did.
Yep.
He did. I remember when he come to Winchester. Like I say, I spent a lot of time down there with the creeks and everything. And man, when he rolled in Winchester, you knew he was gonna, like you.
there was gonna be some good races.
Sometimes you thought he was mad. Like you're like, what's he mad about? Like he would just freaking whip that thing and go between cars, and you're like, he's ticked off by
Remember that
something.
one video at night when he passed Tom Myers going down the back straightaway on the last lap, and he went in there and rolled that thing up in front of him, and
And you say, man, he's ticked off by something. And he'd get out of the car and.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I could sit here all night and talk, but your mom says she's in her PJs. Ed Nygaard saying, good show. Thank you, Ed. That's probably coming from Florida there. We want to thank everybody at Tune. I really want to thank Rich Hottle.
Very much.
very much.
Yes,
so.
sir.
I hope you got to enjoy your evening here. I really appreciate you coming this far. Thank you for everything you do with the tribute car, and people don't realize how much time and effort you put into that. I mean, I've done it here this year for the Saggy race with the Wilts, and with the rainouts, I changed the body like 6 times. And I mean, you just think it's a body, but you don't realize how much dedication it takes for you to get that car out, get it all cleaned up, get it to the track, and make sure everything, because you're proud of it, so you want everything to be perfect. But we appreciate that. Craig, thank you very much. Anytime I need Craig on the show, he's here. He's a good guy. He's on the I don't think he's on the naughty list. I'm going to talk
I
to
hope
I'm
not.
going to talk to Santa for you.
Call Chris and see if he can.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite pictures to see on Facebook. That one with you and Ronnie. And you and the quarter midget.
Quarter midget.
Yeah, that
But
is
you're-
amazing.
12 or 13 years old. and-
Are you wearing Denny Bone Breaks uniform? Who's
yeah, that was
That's
Boomer.
perfect.
Yeah, that was
Did you
Boomer.
Did you know him?
I mean, I knew of him. Yeah, I mean, I used to watch him race, but
that was the week before the Connick, or that was the day before the Connick
that
or the
might
day
have
of.
been. I think the day of, because like
Yeah,
we
I bet you
raced
never
quarter
forgot that,
midgets.
did you?
I won that, and I was actually driving somebody else's car. They had like different divisions, and we ran modifieds. And this friend of ours had a senior stock, I think it was called. And he's like, "You want to run this tonight?" And I was like, "Sure." So I ran it and won. And they always had I think it was the Connick Jig. They always had 4 or 5 drivers would come over and watch us race, and sign autographs and stuff. And Ronnie come out and presented us the trophies and stuff.
Wow. Yeah, because I'm glad you brought that up because that is an awesome picture.
That is, I know. That's funny how and that was 82 or 3 or something, and it still pops up every once in a while.
Well, thanks to social media,
Right?
Yep. Turn 5, Saggy and them get a hold of a lot of the old photos.
Dad has
Doug Watson, he does. I know one time I took everything that I collected off the internet, everything that I could come up with to do with anything I did racing, whether it was Will Rao or whoever, and I sent everything to Saggy, and I'm like, you don't have to use any of these, but this is everything I've got racing that you can put up there, if you want to.
Well, I bet if I go to my storage bin, that was my favorite thing. Get $1 and go to that van, that guy in that van. You didn't know a grab bag. He called them grab bags, and you get it, and it might have a picture of Dave Wilt, Jeff Robinson, and a 4-cylinder person,
Dave Lawyer and Roadrunner.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kenny Dayhoff or something like that. I
remember when the pictures were $1.
Oh yeah.
And you go over, and man, it was a big deal.
Well, yeah, you could get the grab bag, and there'd be 3 pictures for $1, and you didn't know. You didn't know.
That's right.
Yep.
They'd have one on top.
Yep.
The ones I remember they was clear bags. They had one on top.
Yeah.
But you didn't know.
Brown paper bag.
Yeah. And the guy's like, I'm gonna put this guy's picture nobody likes on the bottom.
I'm gonna get rid of it. I do want to say one more thank you to Hagerstown Speedway.
Yes.
For letting us do this this year.
Definitely.
Really appreciate them.
I'm really glad you guys can continue to have that there. I know you could move it to another track if something ever happened. You had to, but I mean, you hate to. Just like the Saggy race, you hate.
What about the only one you could do would be Winchester? I mean,
yeah. I'm just saying.
They don't have races up there.
They don't have it up. Yeah.
I'm just saying if something ever happened, you had to. It just don't mean as the same as being there at Hagerstown.
But the one that brings back many memories for those, Rich. That car every year, having that car there.
Yeah.
Whatever one we're putting on the T-shirt, he does.
I can't imagine that.
And so many people love the memories.
Like when
That story on that car it can't be beat.
Little quick story, and we got to go. My wife, she's hungry. But anyway, we went to an auction one time down around. I can't remember where it was. Down towards Frederick, and it had race car stuff. We went down to try to buy a brake, and I had no idea. I rolled in there, and here this guy had these 2 Gary Stuhler cars.
Jim Toney was the guy's name that passed away.
Yeah, and I forget who bought them.
Kenny Dillon bought one of them.
But you wouldn't believe I just had that one at the door was cut.
Yeah.
So you could open the top of the door up, so the guy could get I guess he was a big guy that couldn't get around real well, and he put this door on there that folded down, and then that one Stuhler car was that one that Casper or whatever that he won all them races in, and I didn't even know that, but then I don't know the guy's name. One of Stuhler's crew guys was there, and I got talking to him, and he was explaining all. I mean, it still had some of them still had might have been the 19 car bodies on them, but he started telling me about this stuff, and I was like, holy crap! And I don't think they went for very much, but I was thinking to myself, man, if I knew what I was doing with restoring a car,
You'd have bought one.
Yeah.
Right there, 95, or the Sheecham race was always a Habitampa or Stacker 2 series. It was always a big race. And Stuhler in that 19 won 4 or 5 in a row. He was on a roll, and it didn't matter.
Car.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, see remnants of that at Port. He gets on that bottom. It don't matter how fast them guys are slamming that cushion. He comes around that corner and he yanks him down the backstretch. I can't believe he hasn't won a race up there.
He come close the other night.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just amazing how he is on that bottom. But, well, guys, like I say, I hate to. I mean, when we're talking like this old racing stuff, I hate to shut it down. But we know that Rich has a long ways to go,
he does.
and he's got to buy his dad something to eat on the way home.
Right. Yep. I think you should buy him something. We could go downtown and get something.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Christopher, Nathan Jr., thank you a lot.
No
I
problem.
always appreciate everything you do for the show. I can always message him and ask him any questions, and he knows right away what his dad did and everything. Appreciate Christine for tuning in, everybody. Go support this race at Hagerstown Speedway this weekend. Make it a big event. So these guys go home. They have a satisfaction of a great event that everybody loved and respected Nathan, and Nathan got honored, because it's a great thing that when a family member passes away that you feel like he was honored, and you just feel like I'm sure you guys get satisfaction when you come home in the evening from a great event like that. So thank you guys. Thank you, wrgg 93.7. Thanks everybody for tuning, for staying in song. It's 8:03. We went way over our thing, but that's a good thing about wrgg.
Dad likes that race with all them rockets winning every year too.
Yep, every year so far.
But get out to the Hagerstown Speedway this weekend and support the Durboraw Tribute. Go see Rich Hottle's car. And, take a chance on some of that sheet metal and stuff that it's going to be one-off stuff that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. Thanks to my wife for helping out tonight. And everybody have a good week. And may we'll see you next Tuesday.